Morning, guys. Morning, morning, morning. Another month down. And it's spooky season. We are starting my favorite time of the year. From October 1st until December 31st, you can't tell Lauren anything, and anyone who knows that knows. I just love the holiday season so much, and I finished 11 books in September, and that's what we're talking about today. Is I read some incredible books in September, you guys. One of them is going to get its own video, which is Priory of the Orange Tree. Literally my favorite book I've ever read. It is my favorite book, and I've never had a favorite book. You guys know I've never been able to say, this is my favorite book. I can now say, when somebody asks me, what is your favorite book? Priory of the Orange Tree. It is phenomenal. And I read 10 other really good books. So I'm going to go ahead and put my little book chart here, and we'll jump right into the review, okay? Okay. Yeah, so there's the 11 books that I read. And I apologize if the lighting is a little off. I've got some lights on over that direction, but if I put my big light on behind my head, it sends like a shine through. I rely a lot on natural light here in the house, and we have a hurricane coming through, so I don't have a lot of natural light. But let's jump into it and talk about the books. Okay, so the first book that I read this month was it's Stitches and Witches, and it's in that Vampire Knitting Club series. I believe it was book 2. And I have book 3 on my Kindle to read this month. Super cute. I love that Nancy Warren series. My friend Kay suggested it to me, and I just really love it. It is so super cozy. Great. 8 out of 10 for sure on that one. Just a cozy, cozy story. What else did I read this month? Let's see. Oh, The Silent Patient. That one had a crazy ending. I can usually judge endings coming. I did not see the ending of The Silent Patient coming. That was great. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Anybody who likes a good thriller, I recommend that one. Winter's Promise. Ooh, that was another really good one. So it is originally written in French. And in this, I read the English translation. I'm not reading it in French, obviously. And it is a surprisingly really good story. Ophelia and Thorn. It's about floating cities and magic and lore, and it's really good. The two main characters that are betrothed are Ophelia and Thorn. And Thorn is the, like, accountant for the deity of this particular planet, and he's kind of got an accountant's personality. Like, he's kind of stuffy, very about the books, and Ophelia is very lackadaisical. It's just a really, really good book. Winter's Promise. I'm actually reading the second book, which is The Missing of the Claire de Lys or something. It'll be my first book I read in October. What else? The Tessa Bailey series, the book that broke my no book buy ban. So, Hook, Line, and Sinker is book 2. But I read It Happened One Summer. That's the name of the first one. It Happened One Summer. So cute, you guys. Oh my gosh, I just absolutely loved It Happened One Summer. It was so originally done, I thought. As far as, like, yeah, it's enemies to lovers or whatever. But I thought it was really well done. And then Hook, Line, and Sinker is the follow-up book about the other sister, the Bellinger sisters. And, yeah, they were just both really, really cute. They had a great summery vibe. Made you want to go sit, you know, on the beach in Washington or something and watch the boats. Like, loved, loved, loved that series. Second First Impressions was super cute. Sally Thorne's Second First Impression. That was the last book I read in September. It was very cute. I thought it was a great rom-com. It's very, once again, stuck up, kind of older than she needs to be girl who's 25 who lives at a retirement home. and that's kind of her whole life. And then the owner's bad boy son has to come to the retirement home to work, and they better each other for it. So it was super cute. Second first impressions. Really, really enjoyed that. Lean Mean 13 is a Janet Ivanovich that I've read before. I've read all of the Stephanie Plum books, but my daughter is just getting introduced to them. So, enjoy it. Stephanie Plum books are always funny. They're always going to make you laugh. My daughter is 13 and she loves Lula. She thinks Lula is the funniest character she's ever read or heard of. And Assassin's Blade, that's the prequel, if you will, to the Throne of Glass series. I have all of those books, all 8 of the Throne of Glass books. I bought them in like a bundle. It's the only Sarah J. Maas series that I have not read yet. And I will let you know, Assassin's Blade, I liked it. I did the audiobook for that one because I had to drive to and from Florida a bunch of times. I liked it. But my favorite character dies in it immediately. And I know that that is a theme with Sarah J. Maas in this series, is that all of your favorite characters are going to die and it's going to rip your heart out. And I don't think I'm in the headspace right now to read that. So I read Assassin's Blade. I think I'm going to hold off or put a pause at least on reading the other 7 Throne of Glass books. Just because I'm not in the space to read that, and I can recognize I'm not in the space to have every character that I love, every favorite character pretty much get killed off. Like, that's not why I read Sarah J. Maas. I read Sarah J. Maas for the world building in the fairy world. And I understand that Throne of Glass has that world building as well. I just don't think I'm ready for the gut-wrenching, heart-wrenching part of Throne of Glass. Did I forget anything? Stitches and Witches. Oh, Priory of the Orange Tree, my new favorite book in the world. If you like fantasy, if you like world building, if you like made-up languages, if you like dragons, if you like powerful female characters, read Priory of the Orange Tree. Yes, it's almost 900 pages. Who cares? Take the time and do it because you won't regret it. It's freaking fantastic. Fantastic. From start to end, I read it in 9 days. Could not put it down. 10 out of 10. 5-star read. New favorite book, Priory of the Orange Tree. Just read it. Highly suggested and recommended. So we got Priory, we've got Lean Mean 13, we talked about Stitches and Witches, we talked about Winter's Promise, the 2 Tessa Bailey novels, we talked about The Silent Patient, which was top tier thriller, I thought, personally. What am I missing? I'm missing a handful. We talked about Assassin's Blade. Be right back. I need to just review, and then we'll talk about the last couple. Yes, I forgot 2 books. So one of them I know why I forgot, because I didn't really care for it, and that was Violet Made of Thorns. It was okay. It felt a little bit rushed, or a little bit forced. I had to kind of force myself to finish it. It was just okay fantasy. I had, I think, too high of an expectation for Violet Made of Thorns. I also was coming out of it, reading it, from reading the 2 Tessa Bailey novels that I absolutely loved. So that may have been it. I may have not been in the right mindset to read Violet Made of Thorns. But it just was probably, it was like a 3 out of 5 for me. Nothing stood out. The other book, though, was Undertaking Heart and Mercy, which was amazing. Amazing. It's so cute. Gothic romance, very fall vibes, cozy. Excuse me, cozy. It's a undertaker named Mercy, and Hart, who is like a ranger, basically. He's killing these demon things in their little dystopian society that they live in, and he has to take the bodies to her, and they're enemies, very enemies to lovers. Undertaking Heart and Mercy is very enemies to lovers with cozy fall vibes. If you like any of those things, read Undertaking Heart and Mercy. Super cute. Super excited. Love that world. I would actually like to read more in that world if the author so chooses to write more characters in that world. My tea is good today if I've been drinking a lot of it. Earl Grey. Gotta love a cup of Earl Grey. That's it, man. That's all 11 books that I read this month. Priory took me 9 days. So that was a big chunk of my month. But I thoroughly enjoyed every moment of it. And I know it's a big undertaking at its size, but I'm telling you, it is worth the read. It's good, guys. What am I reading in November? I am reading a little bit of lighter stuff. I'm reading the first book I'm reading in November is the second book in the Winter's Promises sequel. So, like I said, it's Missing of the Claire de Lys, I think it's called. Really good series, and the French to English translation's top-notch. Have not had any issues with the translation. And then I'm reading some monster romance, I think. I'm thinking. I've got a 3-book series. It's like rom-coms too. But I have The Dragon's Bride and The Orc King on there, and it feels like a fall type book. So why not read a little monster romance when you want to, right? Who's saying you can't read monster romance? Not me. I'm telling you, read what you want to read. And I'm going to read me some monster romance in November. Well, sorry, October. Maybe in November too. Who cares, right? So you guys may have a little bit of different book choices next month. But I hope that you pick up one of the books that I recommended this month and enjoy it. And if you like romances, I love the Tessa Bailey series. The It Happened One Summer. Both of those books, fantastic. If you like fantasy, read Priory. If you like cozy books, read Undertaking Heart and Mercy. If you like thrillers, The Silent Patient ending blew my mind. So I'm giving you options of different genres. And I hope that you guys are having a great first day of October, welcoming in the fall season, welcoming in the spooky season, and are just embracing the change that's in the air. Love you guys. Bye.